Huddle is a groundbreaking piece from 1960-1961. It was one of the instrumental pieces when you think about early fluxes, early conceptual art, initiating movements amongst lots of circles of artists, but Simone Forti was very much part of this circle, and she was an incredible influence. So when 1961 Huddle was performed within the Dance Constructions in Yoko Ono's studio, Steve Paxton, Robert Morris, these were amongst Yvonne Rainer, they were amongst the performers who basically realized these dance constructions. It's a very important piece because it blurs the boundaries between the object and the subject and the subject, and it blurs the boundaries between sculpture and interactive participatory performative arts. It blurs the boundaries between an object that's made for eternity, like a minimal steel sculpture, and a very ephemeral act of interaction. So Huddle is one of the groundbreaking pieces of that period, early fluxes, early minimalism, conceptual art, and it became so influential on generations of artists. So Simone Forti is one of the artists, I think, escaped always a very clear description. She's definitely not clearly a sculptor, not clearly a painter, not clearly a writer, not clearly a performance artist, not clearly a dancer, not clearly a person who does watercolors. She is literally an incredible inspiration for the in-between spaces of creative practices, especially really, really early on. She worked with John Cage, she worked with Merce Cunningham, she worked with Anna Halpern, and she was so influential on artists, her own contemporaries and artists to come, because she's still teaching. She's a great, great teacher. So I learned about Simone Forti, I learned about all these groundbreaking artists through Dan Graham. Dan Graham and I, we built Café Bravo here in Berlin. This only realized sculpture. And he was so famous as a conceptual artist, and he said, we all were inspired by Simone Forti. She was basically bringing minimalism, conceptual art, she was bringing performance art, she was bringing dance, choreography, time-based art. She brought all of this together, and she brought all of us together. So I think that makes Huddle such an important piece. And for me, and I'm quoting Dan Graham here again, a moment of art often has an epiphany if the past, the present and the future collapse in the here and now, and that is definitely what Huddle does.